Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. I hope you are well. I'm going to take a quick second to remind everyone that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Scorpio. So guys, just take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind the energies can reverse. So if it's resonating, Scorpio, get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Scorpio? All right, Scorpio, you are starting out with the Knight of Swords in the reverse. Oh. You have the Page of Swords in the reverse. And coming out together is the Six of Cups reversed along with the Fool in reverse. Wow. So there's some kind of a karmic cycle or karmic energy that is taking place here. I do feel that, like you're not quite sure what to do. I'm seeing here that something or someone from the past has to be released because it's holding up a brand new beginning. I also see that there's fear related to releasing whatever this is. You're not quite sure what to do. It's not being discussed. It's not being talked about. There's a lack of communication here. And it could also be a lack of truthful communication. That could be you're not being truthful with yourself or possibly with others. I do feel like there's things here, particularly with somebody that's been in your past energy, that you're not telling everything to. There's a sense of omission of truth. Let me see, but you're kind of in a fear state here. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Scorpio's energy. You could be dealing with a Virgo. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the Hierophant, Taurus energy. We have the Ten of Pentacles, and we have the Hermit. Yeah, so whoever you're involved with here, this person is... It looks like they're in a committed connection, either with you or with someone else. I do feel that this is somebody that, is generally very quiet. They kind of keep to themselves. They are pretty grounded. I feel like this is somebody who is good with their money. There's something to do with long-term, like this person has been in a long-term commitment, either with you or someone else. Again, I'm seeing here with the Hermit, they're looking for answers. They're searching. This could also be somebody who is deeply spiritual. Let me see the energy between Scorpio and this person. The Eight of Wands. There's communication back and forth. Yeah. But I feel like while there's communication, you might not be telling this person everything, or you might not be telling this person the truth. This appears to be somebody you are in a commitment with, and it looks like that would be the person that you're going to have to release in order to have a new beginning. Let me see what's affecting this connection. Ten of Wands. There's a lot of problems here. And the Page of Wands reversed. Yeah, there's a lot of problems in this connection. You're feeling overwhelmed. You feel weighed down. I feel like you don't know what to do in this situation. And I feel like this person that's in your energy, I feel like there's a lot that they don't know about. See, they're sitting over here, with this energy of contentment. I feel like, and it could be that the energy has reversed. So, if it's reversed, Scorpio, just put yourself where you belong. But I feel like you're feeling very weighed down. You're unhappy in the situation. There's things you're not telling this person. Although there is communication, this person appears to be, they appear to be someone who is very devoted to the connection. And if there's somebody new in your energy, they don't know about that person. So let me see the outcome for Scorpio. Nine of Cups. That's wish fulfillment. You might also, though, be trying to figure out what it is that you really do want in the situation. And I do know that this person is definitely trying to find answers because they feel that they have been left in the dark. So let me see the bottom. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. That is underlying energy. And it's communication, but it's also could represent somebody new in your energy. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Knight of Swords in reverse for Scorpio? All right, we have the Lovers. We have the Eight of Pentacles reversed and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you have a choice between two people here. And you're feeling like you things between you and this person are not working out. They could live at a distance from you. That could be part of the problem. I don't see you right now putting a lot of effort into this current connection. And it's because you feel like it's not going to work out anyway. And I feel like you're thinking you want to end this connection, but you're not saying it right now. I also feel like, you may have met up with somebody new and it could have already become physical. Let me see the Page of Swords. Now, again, if this isn't you, it might be the person you're dealing with. It could be that the energies have reversed. So just get in where you fit in. Why is the Page of Swords in reverse? All right, we have the Queen of Swords and we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, you don't know if you're ever going to be happy with this person. I feel like you're trying to make some very hard decisions here. And I feel like, there's a lot that isn't being discussed and talked about. There are a lot of problems in this connection that this person is oblivious to. And I feel like you feel like you're kind of in this fog right now. You've got all this on you and you're just not sure what direction to go. But I also see you open to, opening up that conversation, having that discussion and just telling this person, look, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy and I don't know if I can be happy in this relationship. And that's valid. That is valid. But you're having a hard time starting that conversation. So let me see this bottom energy. Show me the bottom energy for Scorpio. All right, we have the Four of Cups reversed. Page of Cups, Five of Wands, and the Six of Swords. Yeah, there's competition. There's competition. There's someone new that you've developed feelings for. It may have even started out very sexually, but you did develop some feelings. And I also feel like with regard to this connection, that you feel like it's not going to work out. And, the heart wants what the heart wants. It's a matter of how to go about, doing that. And I do feel like you're struggling to release this person because you feel like if you try to open up this conversation with them, that it's going to lead to conflict. And you don't want the conflict, but it does look like it is going to go there. The other thing I'm seeing here, Scorpio, is that the more you tried to not think about this new person, the more you did. You just couldn't forget that person. And then you began to develop feelings. Ultimately, I do see you, moving away from the person that's currently in your energy. I do feel like there will be conflict as you do so, both internal as well as external. And I do see you moving because there's going to be some chaos. And I believe that's why you weren't saying anything. But I also feel like you don't feel that this connection is what is in your best interest. And you don't want to see this new beginning pass you by. So I do feel like you're going to fight for this new connection. Let's look at the person who's in your energy. Why is the Hierophant here? Why is the Hierophant here? The Sun, sign of Leo. And the Six of Wands. This person might be in the public eye in some manner. That might be what I'm seeing here. Like I'm getting like possibly a leader of some sort. People look up to them. Possibly a teacher or a minister even. But somehow this person might even be in the public eye. And so they're basically saying, look, you know, we can be happy together. I see happiness. I see success. You know, there's no need. It's almost like they're in denial here. Yeah, they're in denial. They feel that this is a successful connection, or at least they're trying to present that. It could be, if they're in the public eye, that they're trying to present happiness and success and, you know, commitment here. Why is the Ten of Pentacles here? I do feel like they're going to talk to you about all the reasons why the two of you need to stay together. All right, we have the Ace of Swords. And we have the Ten of Coins reversed. Wow. Yeah, so there's going to be a discussion, and I feel like you're going to be the one to open this discussion up. It might be them, but if they do, you're open to it. And they're going to find out that there is somebody else in your energy. They're going to get truth. They're asking for truth. They're asking for clarity, and that's what's going to bring about the ending here of this connection. Yeah, because they don't know about this person. They may be suspicious. They may be, you know, saying, is there somebody else? And I do believe you will tell them. Why is the Hermit here? Yeah, I'm seeing a very big conversation that is going to be difficult. Ace of Cups reversed. Wheel of Fortune reversed. It's going to crash this person's world. Yeah, they're going to wind up kind of pulling back, receding, trying to figure things out. Why did this end? I think they're going to have a hard time moving forward. They likely are going to kind of recede into themselves. And I do feel that they're going to be emotionally drained for a while. It's going to crash their world. And I don't think that's what you're intending to do. But this conversation is going to be a very difficult one for both of you. Because this person, for some reason, it's like they didn't have a clue. But you are looking at this and saying, look, there's been problems here. It's like they've been in denial. Let me see the Eight of Wands. Justice reversed. Page of Pentacles reversed. And the Seven of Swords reversed. Yeah, that's a major conversation. Yeah. So I feel like, again, Scorpio, you may have met this person, you know, even traveling perhaps. It's somebody new in your energy. You were already having difficulty with this person. You were recognizing that they were in denial. And I do feel like, you know, whatever has not been discussed is now going to be discussed. It's going to be talked about. I think that you were hiding this new person, and now it's coming out. Seven of Swords reversed. So there has been deceit. There has been, you know, things that were done inappropriately or wrong. And I do feel that it has to do with this new person that was not being discussed or talked about. So, yeah, this is difficult. Let me see what's affecting the connection. Show me what's affecting this connection. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarian energy. You could also be dealing with a Libra. We have the Three of Wands, and we have the Eight of Swords reversed. So there is going to be action. There's going to be action taken on both sides, and I feel like that has to do with communication and talking. I feel like you're going to be pretty defensive about it. But what you're defending is not your actions. You're defending your right to be happy. If that makes any sense. I do see that some of you, this new person could be a fire sign, but I do see that you have been waiting for this opportunity to kind of come clean. You've been waiting for the opportunity to resolve the issues and the problems. And so it's unclear if this person's going to approach you. It does kind of look that way, that they're going to approach you and say, look, what's going on? I know something here is going on. At which point that's what's going to open up this conversation. It's difficult for you to have this conversation. And I do feel like this person has been stressing and concerned about it because your behavior may have changed. And so they're going to, they want to come out of that anxiety. So I also feel like their perspective, once they know that there is someone else involved, is going to completely change. And that's where we see the ending here. And we see this person pull back and, recede into themselves, trying to figure out, what happened here and why. Let me see the Nine of Cups. Show me the outcome for Scorpio. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Hangman. All right, so I'm seeing in the outcome that there's some static, or not static, but some energy here that's stuck. It's not moving forward. You're both going, after this big conversation, the two of you are kind of weighing up the pros and cons, facing the situation, trying to figure out what it is that you want. And you're both in that process here. So it's not like you have the conversation and then everything is just done and over. No, it's more like there's going to be some conflict here. Eventually you are going to move forward, but you're having a very difficult time doing that. I definitely see that there's some stuck energy. You're unable to move forward, quickly, although you are going, that's going to let up at some point. You're trying to make sure that you are moving towards your wish fulfillment, what it is that you want. There's definitely juggling energy that's here. And I do feel like there's going to be a lot of conflict before you're actually able to completely move forward here. You're trying to figure that out and to find your balance. Now, the person in your energy, the person that you are currently involved with, I feel like this person is trying to figure out what is the best thing for them to do. What is it that they want in this situation? So they're going to kind of slow this down because they haven't quite figured out how this could have possibly happened. Remember, they were in their own little world over here trying, they thought everything was fine. So this is going to come as a shock to them. It's going to be difficult. And so they're going to need to be able to absorb the information, figure out what it is that they want to do. They're looking for answers right now as to how it could have even happened. And they're going to have to be able to look at it from a new and different perspective. And that's going to take some time. So this is a difficult read. It's a difficult situation for the Scorpios that I'm reading for. But ultimately, I do see you moving forward, and I do see you moving into a new beginning. So bottom of the deck is the Three of Coins in the reverse. That's underlying energy. And it does indicate the ending of a contract or the ending of a solid foundation. But like I said, it's going to take a little bit of time. So let's clarify. Let's see if there's any further information or guidance for Scorpio. Yeah, this is a tough reading. But transitions of this nature are never easy, for anybody involved, actually. All right, so you have Sad Embrace. It's number 45. It is in the reverse, so we are going to read it in the reverse. So give me one moment and I will find that for you. It says, loss is a part of life. Let go and allow time to heal you. In the reverse, it says, are you suffering over your suffering? Do you feel that life is treating you unfairly and that you've been robbed or deprived of what you're entitled to? Do you long for a love that eludes you or the success that has been bestowed upon others? Righteous anger and a sense of entitlement lead to a trap of ego. Your suffering and loss will pass if you let them. If you hold on to your perception of unfairness, then you'll find yourself in its tight grip, unable to breathe freely. The only solution is to drop your victim stance and embrace the sadness so that it may dissipate naturally in time. Trials and tribulations build character, which is its own gift. Find something to be grateful for and take responsibility for your part in all matters. However painful it may be to sit with your sadness, remember that you are loved and will not be left adrift forever. Have faith, for this too shall pass. You are not a victim, only a traveler on a hero's journey. It's okay to be disappointed for now, but know that someday you'll look back and see great value in this experience. All right. So like I said, this is a tough read, Scorpio. I wish you the best of luck in the situation. If you have resonated with this in any way, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you can. And until I see you in your next reading, Scorpio, know that you are loved, and namaste.